Welcome again to the Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, and we're going to share with you a very interesting story. This is lesson number 173. Now that's a big cat. It's not a little cat, 不是小猫. That's a big cat. That's a tiger, 老虎. Number 73, to pet a cat. Have you ever had a cat and you petted it, 抚摸它? Okay, how about petting a tiger? So stay by as we listen to the story to pet a tiger.
Story 173, To Pet a Tiger? Jeffrey lived where there were tigers, and people avoided them. Tigers often attacked people and ate them. So when people walked in the bush, they stayed alert. One day, Jeffrey went to see a relative some distance from home. He had to walk through the bush where many animals lived. Jeffrey had a good time at his relative's house and helped him to do his chores. Late in the afternoon, Jeffrey left so he could get home before dark. It was dangerous in the bush during the night. As he walked along the path, he saw a baby tiger lying there. He looked around to see if the mother was nearby, but no tiger seemed to be around. So Jeffrey picked up the kitten and took him home. During the following months, Jeffrey's family enjoyed the kitten. They had special ways they petted him, hugged him, and stroked his back. They named him Timmy, and he learned to come when they called. But as he grew, Timmy became aggressive, and Jeffrey decided that he could be dangerous. So he put on a large collar with a chain and took him by bus to the zoo, 50 miles away. Several months later, Jeffrey went to see Timmy. He crawled through the ditch that protected people from tigers and went to the cage. A tiger was sleeping on the far side. Jeffrey called, "Timmy, come here! Come here, Timmy!" The tiger opened his eyes and lazily got up. He walked over to Jeffrey, who started stroking his thick fur. The tiger lay down, and Jeffrey continued to pet him. A zookeeper shouted, "What are you doing?" "This is Timmy. He used to be my tiger." "But Timmy died 3 months ago. This is a different tiger." The tiger was licking Jeffrey's hand. Trembling, he drew his hands away. Moral: when you pet a tiger, make sure it's the right tiger.
Welcome back. And now let's look at it sentence by sentence. Jeffrey lived where there were tigers and people avoided them. Obviously, he did not live in the United States. Probably lived in Africa? Tiger? Africa? Maybe? 非洲? I don't know. But anyway, that's where he lived. There were tigers. And people avoided them. What does it mean to avoid? That means to stay away from. 避免. Tigers often attacked people and ate them. Of course, why would you want to avoid a tiger? Well, because tigers attacked 攻击 people, and they also ate them. So you didn't want, we say in modern English, don't mess with a tiger. Don't play around with a tiger. Going on. So when people walked in the bush, they stayed alert. Now, what does it mean, bush? Okay, bush means away from civilization. It means away from where there's people. It's out in the countryside. This is where it's wild. There's nothing there. So when people walked in the bush, they stayed alert. So what does it mean to stay alert? That means that they didn't go to sleep. They were always watching. They were always interested in what was happening around that, because maybe there was a tiger around. So we go on to the next one. One day, Jeffrey went to see a relative some distance from home. So here he is. He is going to see a relative, 有亲戚去看他. When I say some distance from home, I mean it is 有相当距离. Okay? It doesn't say how far it is. It just says some distance from home. He had to walk through the bush. Walking through the bush means that you have to walk through the forest, 森林 or 丛林, or wild places where there's nobody around. So he's walking through there, and that's where many animals lived. Okay? Big animals, little animals, and tigers live there also. Go ahead. Jeffrey had a good time at his relative's house. Of course, he went to enjoy himself and have a good time. And while he was there, he helped his relative do his chores. Okay. Now this is very typical. Every home, well, I don't know, in America at least, every home, children have to do chores, 家务. Chores are jobs. They're things you must do. Some people have to milk the cows. Some people have to wash the dishes. Every child has a job. And so he helped his relative. Oh, wonderful. He helped his relative do his chores. Okay. But in the afternoon, Jeffrey left his relative's house. Of course, he wanted to leave in time to get home before dark. Why would you want to get home before dark? Because it was dangerous in the bush during night. So out in the forest, out in the wild places, what they call the bush, I think that's an Australian term. 从澳大利亚来的. But anyway, we know what it is. It's a dangerous place at night. Going on. As he walked along the path, he saw a baby tiger lying there. As he walked along the path, 他走在这个小路的时候, he saw a baby tiger lying in the path. Now, what do you do when you see a baby tiger lying in the path? The first thing you think about, 这个小老鼠, the first thing you think about is, where is his mother? That's the first thing you always think about. But he was lying there, going on. He looked around to see if the mother was nearby. Nearby, 很靠近他. But no tiger seemed to be around. No tiger? Good news. Going on. So Jeffrey picked up the kitten and took him home. Now, when it says Jeffrey picked up the kitten, we use the term for 小猫, 叫 kitten. But even though a tiger is a much bigger cat, a baby tiger is still called a kitten. So Jeffrey picked up the kitten and took him home. Okay, so that's interesting. During the following months, Jeffrey's family enjoyed the kitten. Of course, many people like cats anyway. So if you have a big kitten, a tiger kitten, well, that's not bad. Of course, they enjoyed 享受 蛮喜欢 他的 going on. They had special ways. They petted him, hugged him, and stroked his back. Okay, now, they had special ways they petted him. Okay, we're going to have several words here, so let's take a look at them. Petted, hugged, 拥抱, okay, and stroked. Okay, stroked and petted, almost the same meaning. Almost the same meaning. Say he was stroking my head, he was petting my head. Petting usually used with animals. Stroking animals, human beings, it's 抚摸的意思. They had special ways they petted him. So they hugged him and they stroked his back, 他的背. Okay, so they stroked his back. Going on. They named him Timmy. Okay, Timmy, that's the name of the tiger. It's a tiger kitten or tiger cub. Sometimes we use the word cub too. Tiger cub, tiger kitten. And they called him Timmy, and he learned to come when they called. What does it mean that he learned to come when they called? That means that when they especially called him, 用他的名字叫他, the kitten, the cub, the tiger cub would come running there. Great. So that he becomes what we would consider a pet. Not quite a domestic pet, because this is a wild animal, but he is learning to grow up with the family. And so we can say he became domesticated. That means he became used to living around people, living in the house. Well, as he grew, it became very, very clear that Timmy became aggressive. Quite a word there, aggressive, and Jeffrey decided that he could be dangerous. Okay, aggressive. That means 好斗. Okay, 好斗, aggressive. He was maybe the tiger cub, the tiger kitten, maybe that Timmy felt like he was playing. But remember, Timmy is a wild animal still, even though he is used to living in people's house. He became aggressive, and Jeffrey decided that he could be dangerous. Of course, the bigger the tiger gets, the more dangerous he becomes. And I was thinking, probably the people who came to visit Jeffrey's home, they said, oh, what do you have there? A tiger. They would be afraid of Timmy, because even though Jeffrey's family was not afraid of Timmy. So he put a large collar around with a chain and took him by bus to the zoo 50 miles away. Okay, so he put a large collar. What is a collar? A collar is something that you wrap around the neck. So we have collars on what? Dogs and cats and so we have these collars on there, and then they put a chain, 链子. So they had the chain, and so then Jeffrey goes on the bus, okay, and he is going. Where is Jeffrey going? Jeffrey is going to the zoo, 动物园. Where is the zoo? The zoo is 50 miles away. 离他的家50英里之路. So, this is what Jeffrey... I imagine this was a very sad day for Jeffrey, because Timmy, the tiger, and Jeffrey, the little boy, became good friends. He would pet the tiger, and so they were good friends. And then for Timmy to have to give him up, 让这个动物园让他住在动物园, I'm sure he felt very sad about that. Several months later, Jeffrey went to see Timmy. Okay, so, of course, Timmy, the tiger, is living inside of the zoo, 动物园. And so after several months, they said, well, let's go visit. And so this is exactly what Jeffrey did. Jeffrey went to the city 50 miles away to see Timmy the tiger. Going on. Okay. He crawled through the ditch that protected the people from the tigers. Okay, now, maybe this needs a little bit of an explanation, and that is that in a zoo, you have, of course, the 笼子. But you also have a ditch. 不一定是水沟, but some kind of 沟. And so that keeps some distance. 能够保持距离. Okay, it keeps some distance between the people and the tigers. That way, when the tigers will not hurt any, because, well, you think about it. Many times people, curiosity, curious people, they want to reach out and touch the tiger or a dangerous animal. And so you can understand why it says here, Timmy, though, even though it was there to protect the people, 保护the people watching, Timmy crawled through the ditch, okay, and went to the cage. Okay, here's the cage, 这个笼子. Okay, so now he is standing by the cage. A tiger was sleeping on the far side. A tiger, okay, was sleeping on the far side. Okay, when I say far side, I mean far side, that means it's a ways away from where he is. So far side, and that's a sleeping tiger. Okay, when we have a saying in English, leave a sleeping dog alone, or maybe you should leave a sleeping tiger alone. But Jeffrey thought this was Timmy, so going on, Jeffrey called, Timmy, come here, Timmy. Okay, so the tiger opened his eyes and lazily got up. He opened his eyes wide and lazily. When you say lazily, it just means 慢慢地就站起来. Okay. He walked over to Jeffrey. He walked over to Jeffrey, who started stroking his thick fur. Okay. What is thick fur? 这个猫. Okay. 这个浓猫. So what did Jeffrey do? Jeffrey was 抚摸他的 and petting this tiger. Apparently the tiger liked it. Okay. And the tiger lay down and Jeffrey continued to pet him. So the tiger lay down. Just like a domesticated cat, a cat that you have in your home, the cat, I wonder if he purred, the purring, the sound that a happy cat makes. And if tigers did that, then maybe it would be a very loud noise. I don't know. But anyway, the tiger laid down and Jeffrey continued to pet the tiger. Wow. Going on. The zookeeper shouted, "What are you doing?" Of course, nobody should be close to the tigers. I don't care who it is, Timmy or anyone else. You should not be close to the tigers. Okay, so the zookeeper 管这个动物园的这个喊叫 What are you doing? 你到底是做什么的? And so Jeffrey said, "This is Timmy. He used to be my tiger." 这是 Timmy. 原来是我自己的老虎. Even to say it that way seems strange. I mean, how many people own a tiger? I mean, it's not very common, is it? But He said, this used to be my tiger. Going on. But Timmy died 3 months ago. That's a different tiger. Timmy, 3个月前就死了. This is a different tiger. Going on. The tiger was licking Jeffrey's hand. The tiger 舔他的手, uses their tongue, 舌头, 舔他的手. The tiger was licking Jeffrey's hand. Licking. Trembling. Fado. He drew his hands away. 把他的手收回来. Trembling. Fado. Trembling. Going on. Now, what's the moral of the story? What's the 教训? Can we say it that way? 教训? When you pet a tiger, 当你抚摸一个老虎, make sure it's the right tiger. Okay? Make sure it's the right tiger. Okay, so that's the end of Timmy, the tiger, and Jeffrey, the little boy. Let's take a look at one last slide here. You can write an email to us. Our email address is theoldprinciple@gmail.com. We do have a website. Our website is www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, it's been fun sharing with you the story of Timmy and the tiger, and we look forward to seeing you again when we'll have another interesting story. Until then, bye-bye.